stuff over here. We will be baking today. Today, we will be making one of the coolest desserts in the whole world. Macarons. Aren't macarons so yum? They're the perfect dessert. And if you don't eat eggs, I've also got the vegan recipe for you guys, and I'll put it on my website. So guys, without any further ado, let's get started. Oh my goodness. Someone's licking the sugar. No, please, no, please. Okay, she's licking the sugar. Guys, stop her. Okay, no more sugar for you. And let's start. So the ingredients you'll be needing here are some salt, which is, I'm going to be using half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 drops of purple food coloring, some almond flour, which is 1 cup over here, 1 3/4 cups of icing confectioner's sugar. I've also got some granulated sugar, which is 1/4 of a cup. Make sure it's granulated. Egg whites over here. And you also need a piping bag. So, our first step, to sift all the ingredients up. So, funny guest, can you help us sift the ingredients? Yeah. Okay, take the almond flour and dump it in there. All of that, please. Yes? Just like this. Very good. Now, let's sift it. Sift it with a whisk. Nice. A little bit quicker. Now we'll be sifting our sugar. So, funny guest, can you help me sift the sugar? All? Yes, all of it. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
It was like half on there.
Okay, so our funny guest will sift the sugar. Guys, now I'll be using a stand mixer, but if you don't have one, no worries, you can still use a hand mixer. Now I'll be using 3 egg whites over here. In go the egg whites and whip them until they're no longer translucent. So I'm going to whip them on high speed. So guys, right now my eggs are pretty foamy. Now I'm going to start adding my granulated sugar, which is a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar in thirds. Now, so guys, right now our eggs have only formed soft peaks. They cannot hold themselves up nicely. The peaks are falling over. These are very soft peaks. Now you're going to let them whip for around 1 to 2 more minutes. So guys, right now my eggs look done. They have formed beautiful stiff peaks. Look at that. This is so gorgeous. Now you're gonna add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract over here. Now this is the stage you can also add your flavorings, any kind of flavorings you want. Now you're gonna let that incorporate nicely. Just for around 2 to 3 seconds. So once that is added, I'm using lavender over here. You can add your food coloring. I encourage you to use gel because liquid food coloring might thin out your batter. So guys, right now my eggs are done, and at this stage, if your eggs are done, you should be able to look at that. So gorgeous. So I'm gonna set the whisk aside, and if your eggs are done at this point, you can actually flip the bowl upside down over your head. Look at that, they're not even moving. This is so nice. Now you're gonna fold in your dry ingredients together. Got my dry ingredients over here.
Wow.
These are the dry ingredients. Now you're gonna add them in thirds. Slowly you're gonna add a third of your dry ingredients. You can see a lot of it is not yet mixed. But here, this is a very important part. If you undermix your batter, it's gonna not develop those lovely crinkly feet. But if you overmix it, it won't even rise a little bit. So this is a bit tricky part. So you're just gonna fold it, not even cut through the middle. Just fold, don't mix it. This is called as macaronage. So you're gonna fold very gently. Look at that. So the batter breaks over here a little bit. It's kind of...
Wow. It's like purple snow.
Yeah, not snow. It's like purple whipped cream.
Yes.
Now, funny guess, would you like to fold it?
No.
Try it. Just scrape from the sides. Oh no, don't mix it. So this is where you're making a mistake. Take the spatula, take the edge of it and put it at the corner and then scrape through the sides. This is called as folding.
I can't.
You can't. So I guess this is pretty much mixed. Now we're gonna add the rest of the thirds. Oops. And you're gonna fold that again. So guys, right now our batter looks like wet sand ribbons.
Yeah.
Yes. So this looks like a very stiff batter. So we're gonna thin it out. Now what you wanna look for is that when you can form a figure eight with your spatula. Like this, it's breaking right now. You don't want it to break, you want it to get like very smooth. So I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna smooth the batter around the bowl. You just wanna do that to thin your batter out. And then you're gonna scrape it from the sides. You're gonna repeat this process for around 5 to 10 times until you reach your desired consistency. So I'm gonna try making the figure eight now. Let's try it.
Wow. Now it's not breaking, I guess.
Yes, look at that. That is the figure eight you wanna make with your batter. So now I'm gonna put it in a piping bag and pipe. So, I transferred my batter into a piping bag and I cut like a bit of hole. But you want to cut your hole before scooping your batter in, because if you do that, if you do it after that, you're going to end up with your hole being a little bit uneven. So I'm going to pipe 3 to 4 dollops here. And then I'm going to place my parchment on top of my baking tray. So this is just going to help fasten your parchment. So I'm going to pipe little macarons.
They are like little purple raindrops.
Yes, they look nice, don't they?
Yes, they.
So you're gonna pipe them very nicely. This batter makes around 30 macaron shells. Don't worry about that, we'll smooth that out. So I've got my macarons piped, now you're gonna tap them. Yes, it's very noisy, but if you skip that step, your feet will spread. So a little bit, it'll spread, you can just run a knife through it, it'll turn out. And the top popping is done. So now you're gonna rest your macarons. You're gonna leave them at room temperature until you can brush your finger through them with no batter getting on your hand. So now I'm gonna leave them for around 15 to 20 minutes. Guys, the macarons now look like very, just I'm brushing my finger against them. Look at that. Nothing is happening. The macarons, no batter on my finger. Look at that. And I'm gonna pop them in a preheated oven for 17 minutes. Now they're gonna be baking at 150°C for 17 minutes. So guys, 17 minutes are up and my macarons look done. You can see very clearly through the oven door, but I'll open it for you. So it has been 17 minutes now. The feet have developed. And now one trick to know if your macarons are done or not is to tap them with a toothpick. So I'm going to tap my macarons. There are very slight movements which cannot be... I think they are done, but there are the feet don't look that mature. I'm going to try poking them from all the sides. They look pretty done, but I'll let them bake for around 1 to 2 more minutes because I don't want to risk it, guys. So I'll pop them back in the oven and start it at 150°C for 2 more minutes. My macarons are right now done. They developed these classic feet, these crinkly feet, and the smooth top. So now I'll be piping the macarons with some chocolate ganache, which I've dyed lavender. So let's pick any 2 macarons which fit the same size. So I've fitted it with a star tip, and let's pipe. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then you can pop the other cookie on top of it. And then there you go. There's another way to pipe macarons, which is to pipe a big dollop in the center, lift it up, and then place the other cookie on top. So I'll be repeating the process with the rest of my macarons until I'm done. So guys, now the macarons are piped, and we've got our guests to taste test them and tell us how they are. How are they? Lovely? Shall I try them? Okay, let's try them, guys. They're pretty good. Perfect, guys. The best macaron cookie. So guys, I'll see you in my next video, and all the recipe ingredients will be put on my website, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. Bye guys!